And there was this break. Anyway, good evening. So, tonight, I will first have to say good evening to everyone, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues in the industry, uh, my friends in the music industry, rather, and what do you call this? Those who are now interested in trying to really learn about Filipino pop music, or not only pop music, but music in general. Welcome. Thank you for this opportunity, for inviting me here to give this particular tribute to Sir Gloria Ilustre. So tonight we gather to celebrate a durable cornerstone of Filipino music, a man whose hands have shaped melodies, whose vision has guided countless artists, and whose heart beats in rhythm with the very soul of original Filipino music, Lori Ilustre. Lori Ilustre is more than a musician. He is a musical director, an arranger, a true originator of Manila sound, and an early pillar of OPM. His unwavering passion for creating, sharing, and promoting original Filipino music has touched stages, studios, and screens, leaving an indelible imprint on our cultural landscape. Over the years, Lori has worn many musical hats with grace, precision, and unyielding commitment to excellence. As a live performer, he has lit up intimate venues and grand stages alike as a keyboardist, arranger, musical director, and conductor. His leadership on the podium and his precise, expressive keyboard work have guided performances from the first note to the final bow, turning songs into shared experiences for audiences near and far. Among those artists that he worked with are Patty Austin, David Pomeranz, Michael Johnson, Pauline Wilson, Christopher Cross, Kenny Rankin, Vice Ganda, Martin Rivera, and all the superstar Filipino singers that you know. I mean, I will not mention them anymore because I think practically he worked with everyone. In the studio, he has been a trusted session musician, arranger, and producer. He crafts original music for artists and labels with a rare blend of technical mastery and emotional intelligence, knowing when a line should breathe and when a harmony should glow. Okay, I would like to give a background as to who I am, because I want to talk about my relationship with Lori during the time when we were starting in Vicor. I was with Vicor Music Corporation as promotions manager then, and Lori was a session musician then. He was a keyboard player, arranger. And most of the time, he spent his days and his nights inside the recording studio. Ako naman sa opisina ng Vicor. So seldom did we see each other during those times. I would only get the finished product, the recording of the singer, complete with the arrangements done by Lori himself. And that's, I mean, that particular record is the thing that I would promote in radio stations and television stations as well. So, among those artists that we promoted, that Laurie arranged the music for the minus ones were the likes of Sharon Cuneta and Ray Valera. All right, I'd like to share with you an event that happened to me during that time. That when I got the songs of Sharon, I told my boss, maganda ito, dapat i-promote natin. Sabi ng boss ko, huwag mo na i-promote yan. Sharon, wala yan. 12 years old, bata. Walang market yan. So, huwag mo na pansinin yan. Sabi ko, sayang naman, ang ganda ng kanta, tsaka ang ganda yung quality of the recording, no? Tapos, si Ray Valera, sabi ko, maganda rin na kanta. So, I would like to promote it also. Sabi ng boss ko sa akin sa Adprom, huwag mo na rin i-promote yan. Bakit? Sabi ko, hindi naman matinee idol na itsura yan. Hindi sisikat yan. Sabi ko, sayang, ang ganda ng kanta. So, eto na. Hindi ko mapit-promote. Ang boss ng production department during that time was Tito Soto, si Tito Sen. So, nilapitan ako ni Tito Sen. I mean, during that time, si Tito. Sabi sa akin, Tato, bakit hindi ko nadidinig yung mga kanta ko, yung pinudus ko sa radyo at saka sa television? E di, tinapat ko siya. Sabi ko, ayaw ng boss ko eh. Kasi si Sharon, bata lang daw yan. Tsaka pamangkin mo lang yan, kaya nagka-recording daw yan eh. And si Ray Valera, hindi naman daw gwapo, so hindi sisikat. So, agarit si Tito, susugurin yung boss ko. Sabi ko, wag mo na sugurin, gagawa na lang akong paraan. In-underground ko yung promotions nung dalawang kantang yun. Pumunta ako sa radio stations, dala ko yung mga 45 yung, ewan ko kung alam pa rin yung 45 single, yung tinutugtog sa radyo, sa turntable. So, dinala ko sa mga radio stations, sabi ko, tugtugin nga ninyo to. Sumikat, hindi alam ng Vicor na pinopromote namin kasi wala sa, sa playlist eh. So, wala kaming tinitinda sa record bars. Kasi nga, walang priority, statement ang ginawa na para ibenta eh. So sabi, bakit sumikat yan? Hindi naman natin priority yan. So, nahuli na ako ng boss ko na ako may kagagawan. So, my boss talked to me. Sabi niya, I cannot work with you. I cannot trust you. Sabi ko, kasi sayang naman eh. Gumawa lang naman ako ng paraan eh. Para lang magkaroon ng exposure yung mga kanta na yun eh. Sabi niya, no, I don't want to work with you anymore. You have to resign. Sabi ko, bakit ako magre-resign? Maganda naman yung nangyari, sumikat eh. Sabi niya, no, pahiya ako eh. Kasi parang kumalat na ngayon na siya pala talaga yung ayaw mo pa-promote. Eh, nung nalaman na pin-promote ko nga na gano'n, so parang lumalabas, tama ako. So what happened was, sabi niya sa akin, if you will not resign, I will fire you. Sabi ko, ang lakas naman ang loob ko. Sige, fire me. Sabi ko, kaya kasi akala ko, hindi naman ako mapafire. Na-fire nga ako. So, I went home that evening. Wala na akong kotse. Nirepresent yung kotse ko. And sabi nung HR head namin, it will be put on record that you were fired. Okay. So si Tito Soto, naawa naman sa akin, tinawag sila Spunky Rigor. Sabi, Spunky, Stato, tinanggal dito. Enahin mo muna yan. Ikaw mo lang mag-alaga dyan. Labas-labas mo yan. Pakainin mo kung kailangan na pag mag-dinner kayo, ganyan. So, that's what happened. Pero, yun na nga. So, that's a short stint that I had in Vicor. promoting those songs that Laurie Illustre actually was instrumental in arranging them, rather. So what happened was, nawalan ako ng trabaho, but hindi naman for long because when word got around na na-fire ako, Dyna, the competitor of Vicor then, got me, and immediately I had a job again. So, sinare ko lang. Pero, yun na nga. Kaya hindi kami nagkaroon ng maraming pagsasama ni Laurie Illustre because nawala ako sa company. So, nag-move ako sa Warrior Records then. Anyway, during that time, ang mga ginawang mga -1 ni Laurie Illustre in terms of arrangements were those of VST and Company and Hagibis and Freddie Aguilar, name it, but practically siya lahat eh. Alam ni Miss Charo Unite and Charo used to be with us, in Viper as a producer and songwriter as well. Now, the thing here is, alam nyo, ang ganda ng mga arrangements na ginawa ni Laurie Illustre, to the point that I would listen to the backing tracks o -1 ng Hagibis at saka ng VST and Company. Kasi during that time, ang recording namin, live, violin, blowing instruments, trombone, saxophone, tapos percussion, lahat yan. Pag ni-record yan, sabay-sabay yan, nag-ano kami, yung parang may orchestra. So that's what Laurie did. He would actually conduct them and somehow come up with the best quality of -1s that we would have. So ang ganda ng quality. So what I used to do during that time when I was in my office, I would get all the backing tracks or -1s of this VST Company and Hagibis. Pag pinakinggan mo, orchestra ang dating eh. I mean, sabi ko, ang ganda nito, kahit na walang melody, yun na. So, okay lang. So, anyway, so to continue, yan na. Okay. Laurie Illustre also did some film scoring, compositions and arrangements. He actually did what do you call this? Movies in terms of yung film score. And one of the popular movies that he had scored was Kakaba, tama ba? Kakaba, yung Kisap Mata, Batch 81, and Bayaning Third World. So he was the one who did all those musical scores. The director during that time of those movies was Mike De Leon. He also did advertising jingles. Through advertising jingles, he has demonstrated that musical creativity can harmonize with strategic communication. His work, memorable, catchy, and perfectly tuned to brand messages, shows his versatility and his gift for translating ideas into resonant sound. Some of those commercials or jingles that he did was that of San Miguel Beer Panday with FPJ. Iba ang may pinagsamahan. And I don't know if you remember this, Sylvia La Torres, Labadami, Labago. You remember? Labadami, Labango. Ayan. So, Laurie actually did the score, the jingles for those commercials. At saka marami pa. Ewan ko lang kung pati yung Seiko wallet. Yung Seiko. And then, hindi pala. That's Snafu Rigor pala yung Seiko wallet. Okay. In 2024, Laurie celebrated 3 golden anniversaries. And one of them was this 50 years as professional musician. Half a century of performance, arrangement, and direction, shaping musical journeys across live stages, studios, films, and advertising. His career is a testament to consistency, resilience, and a joyful commitment to his art. Another 50 years was that of with the Hot Dog Band. All right. Hot Dog was born in 1974. But I'd like to share something with you. I used to be a fan of a rock band before called Red Fox. I don't know if some of you would remember Red Fox. They were a rock group, and they were singing classic rock songs from Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, and Rolling Stones. And I used to watch their concerts. And during the time, when I was following them, biglang nawala sila. Yun pala, they went to Hawaii. And then when they were in Hawaii, they were actually being offered by Warner Brothers to record. But ang nangyari, Warner Brothers asked for original songs. Unfortunately, they didn't have one. They didn't have any. So, yun na nga. Umuwi sila sa Manila. And Hot Dog was formed because yung 2 brothers, nagkaroon sila ng commitment to do original Filipino music. And that was when Manila Sound was born and OPM practically flourished. So with that, I'd like to say, I'd like to end my tribute to Laurie by saying, may Laurie's next chapters be as rich, as adventurous, and as meaningful as the ones that have brought us to this moment. May your melodies continue to lead, your arrangements continue to inspire, and your legacy continue to illuminate the path for all who follow. Cheers to Laurie Ilustre, a luminary of Filipino music, a guardian of our heritage, and a fearless advocate for the future of OPM. Thank you.